Okay, are we live? I think I am live. I'm not really sure. Let me make sure that I am live because that would be weird if I'm not live. I'm pretty sure I'm live. I think if I could find my phone. Did I lose my phone like right before I decided to stream? I lost my phone right before I decided to stream. You guys can definitely tell that I'm in a good position to stream today. But now how we doing? Oh, first of all, I need to let you guys know that I'm streaming because some of you guys don't have notifications on. So I had to go ahead and put it in the Discord server for you guys to watch. So let's go over to the Discord tab actually. Can I? Boom! Look at that on Discord. Um, where are we? Announcements. Let's at everyone. Everyone, we are live on YouTube. There you go. We are live on YT. What Slacker doesn't have notifications? That's what I'm saying. Y'all people, you can't be lacking on the notifications. I just do exclamation point YouTube so that way, y'all just get the link to the channel. We are live on YouTube. Does that not work anymore? Exclamation point YouTube. Hold on, what? I thought this. Is that broken? Oh, there you go. Now you want to work, huh? Look at this. Freaking broken. This is a great way to start the stream. Disney too. What's up? What's up? What's up? How we doing? Yeah, we're back. First of all, hold on. Let me go back to my face. I spiked my hair again. It's not as good as it was earlier. I'm gonna have to like re-sponge curl it and whatever. But for right now, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, this was. Let me. Okay. Yeah, I actually messed up like the entire. Hold up. This entire Discord message is so broken. Let's fix this. I'm gonna just delete this. We are live on YT. There you go. Should I give them the actual link? I feel like people are too lazy these days. I feel like I should give them the actual YouTube video link. Yeah, let me copy link address. There you go. I'm not at everyone again, so that way they know that I'm streaming. I'm gonna be extra annoying. At everyone. This is what you get for not having notifications on. Alright. It has the old thumbnail, but it should have the new thumbnail, which is this beautiful little PowerShell thing I made. Look at me being like a graphic designer. But now, how are we doing, guys? How are we doing? I need to actually go on my phone and put my AirPods in so I can check the audio, make sure that, like, you know, this doesn't sound like royally fucked or anything. Okay, cool. We're good. We're good. But yeah, some malware dev. So for those of you who don't know, like for those of you guys who aren't hip, we finished the rat. If I can go on like my web browser, let's use Firefox. I'm feeling foxy today. Cool. I got the SMTP installer to work. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. Yeah. So for those of you guys who don't know, OnlyRat is done. Its beta version is done. I actually released version 1.2 so you guys can update it, right? If you guys have OnlyRat on your computer already, right? I'll do OnlyRat and the file. You can actually just do an U to update. Now we're already up to date, but if you guys aren't up to date, you guys can update and get some of these smaller new features. The version 1 installer is kind of weird, but I fixed it in the version 1.2, so we're good. Yeah, but OnlyRat is in a good position. So today, I should hold up. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. For those of you who don't even know what OnlyRat is, you clicked on this video. You're like, oh, malware development. That sounds cool. Yeah. If you guys don't know what OnlyRat is, it is the only rat you will ever need. rat is remote access toolkit, and we are building a toolkit that like kind of controls and monitors our remote access workflow for security research purposes, of course. And you can see that, yeah, so right now the beta version is out, so you guys can test it. Let me know how much it sucks. Um, but yeah, you guys can actually install it. I have the full instructions right here, right? If you want to install that on your target, there's the installers folder with the installers. I'm so sorry for that flashbang. But yeah, it shows you exactly how to set up the SMTP installer. Make sure you look at the requirements. Where are the requirements? Yeah, these are the requirements. Make sure you look at that for your attacker PC and your target PC. Yeah, and then you can feel free to install it. And yeah, it's pretty simple. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I am going to make a video on how to install it. But that video is not this video, so you guys can just use your brains and read. But yeah, how you guys doing? Relax and enjoying the cold one. Can't get much better nowadays. That's what I said. I started an OnlyFans. I did. Yeah, it's linked in the description. But nah. What we are going to do today is some maldev, right? If we go on Firefox real quick, again, and look at the roadmap.md, you guys can see, look, we finished the target build. We finished the attacker build. What's next? I guess the keylogger, or I guess all the payloads, right? So we have all these modules and payloads. Right now we have the remote console, right? If you go on OnlyRat, we have that remote console there to access our remote Windows computer. But that's all we can do right now. And we want to do more than just a remote console. No, we want to do more. So what are we going to do today? We're probably going to implement my keylogger. And if we can get that done, we'll do more. I guess we need to open up VirtualBox. Let's open up my beautiful little malware virtual machine. Drink some water while we wait. Water, my favorite flavor. Is this detected by antivirus or something? No, it's not. We're not lacking. We're not amateurs. If this was AV detectable, then wouldn't be much of a rat. But yeah, it's not AV detectable as of right now. I literally spent like a long time obfuscating all the code. It was like super annoying. Actually, I'll show you guys on like, look at the PowerShell now. Look at this. Look how freaking annoying this is to read. This is a headache. The variable names are all like randomly generated now. Oh my god. I'm so happy, you know, obfuscation is the last part. I just need to undetectable, of course. So is it a rat or a C2? What's up, David Young? How we doing? So is a rat, I guess, like it's a remote access toolkit. But we do have command and control, right? We do have C2. Right? Is the virtual machine started up? Can I actually remotely access that? There you go. So let me show you guys. Let me actually exit. So if we run our OnlyRat on our attacker computer, we already got installed on our target, right? So we can actually use our remote console on the target, right? So we hit 0, and boom, we have remote access to our target, right? We can use PowerShell, and there you go. So we have Linux syntax, right? So we can list and we can see the files in our OnlyRat administrator, but we can CD out of here and into the main user. Let's go into their downloads, right? And if I list, you can see a hi.txt and an SMTP installer, and on their computer in the downloads folder is the hi.txt and SMTP install. So we have remote access, and then, I mean, I want to escalate to get more of that control accessibility side of the C2. So we're going to have to make escalation modules. But yeah, it's pretty cool though. Like we can echo like subscribe to what Cosmo.txt, right? And then if we go on the attacker computer in the downloads folder, is that Cosmo file, right? That we just built remotely. So yeah, cool. Still beginner, that's all cool. End up looking into TI-64 at all. TI-64, yes. I have not looked into it. I made a mental note. I kind of like put a pin in it. I keep forgetting though. But if I can use it in a way that can like work in like I guess AV bypassing and such, because I know you're talking about it's like gives you kind of like an administrator level type of thing. Just join the stream. What protocol is it using for commands? It is all through port 22, SSH, SCP, all those fun things. Let me. I don't know how much I feel like explaining the malware. All right, we'll do a explanation speed run. Let's go. All right, so this is the installer. This is the file that goes on the target computer, and when this is run, that's it. Once it's run, we're good. We can leave. You can make a USB rubber. I'm going to make some USB rubber ducky payloads, bash bunny payloads, and such. That will run this file. There's also going to be a bunch of different installers. This is not the only installer. We're going to have it so you can set up a listener. You'll have the hack gear like I mentioned before. There's going to be shortcutting options. There's going to be a bunch of ways to install the rat. This is just the main way I made for testing. This uses SMTP. If you don't know what that is, it's basically email. So you would put your email in here and your password in here, and then put this on your target computer. You're good. Just run it. You're cool. What it basically does is it gets your current directory, goes to your startup directory, adds your email file, adds your password file, and remotely downloads our stage1.cmd file. And then it'll execute it, go back to our initial directory, and then delete the installer. Cool. So it self-deletes and people can't analyze the file. Awesome. Once it gets that stage1.cmd file, we do this whole little thing. This entire thing is just privilege escalation. We're just getting administrator. Once we have administrator, we're going to use PowerShell to get our stage2.ps1. And then we're going to go to, we're going to add some exclusions paths for the what's called Windows Defender and such. So we're excluding the startup directory and we're excluding the temp directory. And then we're running another PowerShell with an execution policy bypass on our stage2.ps1 that we just renamed to this, right? And then we're self-deleting. So then we get our stage2.ps1. This is in the startup directory with our stage. So this is our. I can't speak. This is our stage2.ps1. At the top here, it generates random text with this function, so 5 characters long. This creates our local admin of the user-only rat. We delete the user-only rat in case we've been there before. We create a new user-only rat. This code is so hard to read now. Basically, we're getting the email, getting the password, and then we're adding it to a file, the configuration file that the rat uses to run. Where is this? Right, yeah. Only rat, blue Cosmo, that rat. I'm going to make an entire video on how this entire thing works, so you guys don't have to worry too much. Then it sends us an email with the configuration file. So we have the IP address, we'll have the password of our administrative account, and then we'll have the path and our working path that we're using. And then what it's going to do is enable persistence through SSH, so we can always remotely access the computer. And then it's going to run a registry file that we have. This registry file, where's the registry file? It basically hides our only rat user, so that way the computer can't see it. Should be pretty cool. And then, did I just close the code? I did. I know the code's so hard to read. I'm so sorry. Invokes another web request, uses Visual Basic script for keystroke injection to confirm the registry. And then this is just cleanup, basically. Hopefully, doesn't need to be obfuscated. Not necessarily because we're running this as administrator with execution policy, but we want to obfuscate it for malware analysis purposes. If someone's trying to analyze the malware, we're trying to make it as hard and as annoying as possible. It's also good for AV, make it harder to read for the antivirus, but it is already bypassing antivirus. But if antivirus were to get more secure, then we're still doing good. Yeah, that was a lot. Cool. Kiara, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you guys doing? Doesn't need to be. What are the other questions? Okay, cool. Seems to be one of the Windows side. You need to have local admin to run. You're going to add some VM detection. Yes, I am. But VM detection is going to be the very last thing I do, because I'm using the VM to run it. So if it, and like if it's detecting that it's me running the VM to like avoid malware analysis, then I can't use it. So I'm gonna have to wait until I finish it. But yes. Yeah, you guys can actually check out the roadmap. I guess I should update the code here. Let me exit out of our remote access console. Exit, holy mackerel. CD, and actually, let's make a new terminal here. Oh, yeah, CD. Let's do malware, CD to projects, and then only rats. There you go. What was I about to do? Git updates stuff. Cool. There you guys go. You have the most updated version of it. And again, if you guys have it installed, right, you guys can simply just use U to update, right? We already have the latest version, so you guys are fine. VM detection was so much fun. I worked on adding to a project a long time ago. Oh, got you. I've only seen it in some other malware form factors, right, to avoid like people from analyzing the malware, or to make it as difficult as possible to analyze the malware. But yeah, what are we doing today? I'm thinking Keylogger, right? We already have a beautiful, sexy, glorious Keylogger that I've made a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but a fair amount of time ago. And why not just incorporate that into this? So if you guys haven't seen my old Keylogger, it's not old. I keep saying old. It's not like that old, you know. I did live streaming actually making this Keylogger. As a video called Live Malware Development. It's very specific. Makes it hard to target VM workstations. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, definitely if you guys want to check out OnlyRat, again, the beta version is out. So if you guys want to use the beta version, feel free. I'll put it in the chat so that way you guys can check it out. Where is my mouse? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'll pin it in the chat as well. But yeah. Okay, cool. OnlyRat beta. Awesome. Cool. Let's go on our Ducky Logger. Yes. So, Ducky Logger, if you guys don't know what this is, it's a PowerShell keylogger for the USB rubber ducky that I did on stream a while back. Super cool. Yeah, but basically we're going to take this, right, and incorporate it into OnlyRat. This shouldn't take too long, but that's why I put keyloggers and more, because if we finish this really quickly, then we can do some more malware stuff. Does that one have the defender kill I drooled over? Oh. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, if you guys have not seen this, this is the sexiest piece of code. I have it in the resources. If you guys want, go on resources and then wdef.ps1. And this piece of code right here is syntax to utterly destroy. I'll open it up in my editor so you can see a little bit better. But this is basically PowerShell syntax to like destroy Windows Defender. Yeah, so basically what it's going to do, it even does like a whole registry thing to like disable like the Windows Defender, but we're not only adding exclusion path to the whole drive, but we're disable archive scanning, behavior monitoring, block at first screen, catch up full scan, catch up quick scan, intrusion prevention system, AV protection, real-time monitoring, remove drive scanning, restore point. Basically every aspect of Windows Defender is kind of just being slapped in the face. Love it. So currently, what is the best language to make a keylogger? It depends on what you're targeting. Mine's PowerShell, right? I guess PowerShell if you're targeting Windows computers. Python is cool, but like most Windows computers don't have Python installed, so you know you're not going to have too much luck with that. So that's what I would suggest personally. And I don't know. I don't like Java. Java's my least favorite programming language. Yeah. When the videos are posted, I will send you a link. I dropped your GitHub links. Got you. All right. So, ew, Java, the worst. Exactly. All my homies hate Java. Java can suck my toes. Thank you for the fact I don't have to remake my Defender script now. Java is unsafe, right? Even Tor doesn't like it. Java is just vulnerable, bro. I just don't like the syntax, to be honest. I don't know. I have bad memories associated with Java. I think like PTSD in Java. Perl is the worst. I actually haven't used Perl before, so I can't comment on that. But yeah, let's actually get started because we've been talking for like 20 minutes and have not done any development. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my old code here already, so I'm literally just going to like add it to my payloads. Let me just add all of my old code. Perfect. Cool. So if we look at the code, I'll kind of show you guys how this works, right? So we have a controller.cmd. The controller stays in our, what does it stay at? It stays at our startup directory. There you go. Oh my gosh. It stays in our startup directory, and it basically will run the p.ps1 and the environment temp. Hold up. Let me restate this entire thing. We have two things that this controller is doing. The controller is saved in the startup directory. What it's basically going to do is run the keylogger and then the scheduler. The keylogger is the keylogger, right? It sends you the logs through. Where does it send it? It sends you logs through SMTP, but because we have an only rat, we can actually change this to be SCP. So we can just send you, you know, the logs directly. Super cool. Definitely something we'll try to incorporate. Yeah, super cool. And then function, yeah, so basically this is the keylogger, logs your keystrokes, adds it to a little file named after the username of the computer. And then we also have a second file that I made called a schedule.ps1. And it basically takes all 24 hours in the day. And then for each of those hours every day, it'll send you the logs. Super cool. Yeah. Deep web is such a scam. Okay. How is this a scam? Yeah, there are a lot of fake sites now. But yeah, let's see if we can incorporate all this stuff. So I guess we're going to need to make like a module or something for this. Ugh, I hate coding. I don't know why I decided to do this project. This was a dumb idea. So let's go ahead and add the keylogger option. We'll make keylogger option 1. This is probably going to change in the foreseeable future. But hey, keylogger. Yeah, so we have our keylogger. I guess when we choose it, right, should we have like an SMTP option and then a like an SCP option? Well, we haven't set up. Well, we don't need to set up SCP because we have persistence there. Interesting. Okay. I'll figure this out later. We'll just have that one there for now. What we're going to do is go in here, right? So, yeah, there you go. So, this is going to be our keylogger, right? So, keylogger option. Awesome. If or else if our option is equal to 1, we will run the keylogger. So how do we actually want to run like our keylogger? Oh, whoops, I put equals. I meant equals equals. There you go. Cool. So granted, nowadays plenty of fake honeypots, and yeah. Yeah. So what we need to do is get the code to, first of all, remotely download the keylogger, right? So it's going to have to go to this path at that slash main, and then it's going to have to go to slash payloads and get the keylogger. And then it's going to have to SCP that onto the computer. Well, wait, if you guys download this, right, it's going to be in the local path of the only rat. So then we can just SCP it to the working directory of the computer. Perfect. So let's make a function around, like, I guess under the connect, right? Because this is option 1. So we'll do it here. I know we could probably have this whole thing be in a module, because that would probably be more ideal. And if the code gets too complex, I will probably incorporate it into a module. I think actually adding it into a modules folder is like the most ideal thing we can do. So I'll probably do that. But that's a lot of things you have to forward into there now. You know what? We'll just do this and we'll figure it out as we go, because it's kind of how we do it, right? So this will be keylogger, right? And basically this is for keylogger, I guess. I don't really know. Doesn't really matter. Options SMTP and FTP. No, we're doing SMTP or SCP. SCP is secure copy. It works through like SSH, and you can upload and download files all through port 22, which is awesome. Which means we can use our persistence that we already have to upload and download files. The great thing about SCP is because it works through that port 22. We can make an exfiltration payload super easily because this is going to be a one-liner of SCP. So, what else do we want to incorporate? How are we going to incorporate this, right? What we're going to need is the address of our target computer. We're going to need the password of their computer as well, which we have and have. And then what we're going to need is our local path, but that's already a variable that we have in here. So we're fine on that. Yeah, so if we do a os.system and then an f string, and then we can do scp. Oh, do we have to do ssh pass tech p with the scp? Would that work? All right, you know what? It's time to do some testing, y'all. It's time to do some testing. We can do a q to quit. So do I have any random files? All right, let's send the redrow.rat file to the computer. So if we do scp and then our redrow.rat, and we want to send it to our target computer, right? We're going to have to do the only rat user at their IP address. I already know their IP address, and the Python code already knows their IP address, so that's fine. And then we can do a colon to specify the path. Then we can do c:/users, and then what is their name? Redrow, and then down payloads. There you go. So if I run this, right, and then it's going to ask for their password. If I do Control Shift E, all right, hold on, Control Shift E. Oh, I'm zoomed in already. Is that what it was? Oh, okay, I'm done. Control Shift O, CD, and then cat red row that rat. All right, so this is the password from their computer. Cool. So if we do this and then paste that in, there you go. So if we go on the target computer, you'll see the red row that rat file right there. Here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's the red row file that we just uploaded to the computer at 6:16, right? It's 9:16. This is in a different time zone for whatever reason, but you guys get the idea. So we can upload files, right? But now we have to enter the password. So can we use SSH pass tag P and then in quotes that password and then add the SCP after? Oh wait, we already have the redrow file. So if we delete the redrow file, all right, and we can delete the Cosmo. We can also delete Hive. We don't need that on here. We already have remote access, so we don't even need the installer on there anymore. And it technically self-deletes. I just modified it for testing. But if we go out of here and try this again, right? So if we run this one-liner, in one line, it uploaded, where's the Windows computer? The redrow file. Yeah, so there you go. We have remote upload. Just like that. There you go, guys. Look at that. In fact, we can make a remote upload function and then just use that function for all of our remote uploads. That's what we're about to do. We're going to do that right now. Def remote upload. Cool. So for a remote upload, it's going to obviously use remote uploads with SCP. There you go. Cool. So how do we want to do this? What do we need? We need their address and we need the password, obviously, which we both get from that file, and then SCP upload, right? So how do we want to do the SCP upload? We're going to do an os.system, and then fstring this. Cool. So what we can do is a SCP, right? And then we're going to need a file. So file. All right. So that's the first thing we need. So after the address and password, we need the upload file. So upload file, and then we need the path of where we want to send it to. Technically, we have a working directory that we get. Do we get that configuration working directory? And then we get them in the main file. So then we can just call this path. Yeah. Awesome. So we're using SCP on that file, and then how did I do it here? Control X. So SCP. Oh yeah. So we need to do the SSH pass first, right? So SSH pass, and then tag P to append a password, right? We're going to do escape sequences so we can have the quotes of the password, which will be just password, right? Or whatever the password that we're importing into here is. Then we can do the SCP process. So SCP on that file, and then we're going to do our only rat at our address. And just like that, we have remote upload, right? Yeah. That's the remote upload syntax, I think. Let me copy this. Oh, do we need the colon? Remote only rat at the address. Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Then we need to do a colon and then the path. There you go. That's the syntax. So os.system, SSH pass, tag P, the password, and then we'll do the SCP on the file that we're trying to upload. Oh, the upload file. Shoot, upload file. And our only rat at their IP address, and then that path. Whew, that was quite a breather. All right, so now we have remote upload on only rat. I guess we can do a remote download function now that we're here, just so that way we can have So remote download and exfiltration are basically, you know, going to be really incoherent when it comes to the rat. We can do, what are we doing again? Oh yeah, remote download with. So the good thing is the Python code is the only thing we don't have to obfuscate because it's going to be on the attacker computer. So we can keep it clean and make sure that you guys can actually understand it. So remote download. I think we're going to need all the same things. So address, password, upload, file, and then the path. Oh, I guess down. Oh, ooh, hold up. We upload file. Would that be, I guess, download file? The file we're trying to download? Or I guess we'll just do download so that way we know what we're trying. And to make this easier for you guys as well, I'll just do upload and then upload. Cool. Yeah, so that should be easier to read. And then we can do our SCP download. So os.system. And then fstring, and then 2 double quotes, SSH pass, tag P. All right, and then backslash this, and then in here, we want to put in the password of the computer. Can we embed the SMTP installer into something like, can we embed the SMTP installer into something in the stream? What do you mean embed? Oh, like making like a Trojan and like using code caves. I was talking to you about this the other day. I don't know if I have the mental capacity. I can do that. Should I do that? So SCP tech R, and then we need to go to the only rat at their address. What's up, Matzi? How you doing? And then the colon of whatever path we're getting from. There you go. os.system SSH pass tag P, and then we're getting their password, then an SCP tag R to download, yeah, whatever path to our local directory, right? So in here we can do local path. Is that what it's called in our code? Local path? Local path. Yeah, so local path is the path of our user. So where is my, there you go. Wait, where are my functions? Where's my function? Oh, there it is. All right. Oh, I see Matsu dropped the Discord link in there. Yeah, so if you guys are not on the Discord server, definitely join. It's a really cool ass community. Yeah, so we have that done. So we have remote upload, remote download through only rat. Cool. So when it comes to getting the keylogger on there, we're going to need to do a remote upload, right? So remote upload, and we're going to have to get their address, their password, the upload file they want to upload, and the path. Okay. So how do we want to do the keylogger part? So we have the code, and I'll modify it need be. But we need to remotely upload our we need to remotely upload 3 files, right, through SCP. We already have it in our working directory. So we should just be able to do a remote upload for the controller, right? So this will be for, oh, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. So this is for the controller, all right, and then Control Shift D. All right, this one is for the keylogger, and then Control Shift D, and then this one is for the scheduler. There you go. Yeah, so those are the 3 files we need to remotely upload. How can we actually remotely upload this? So we already have address, password, and then we're going to need upload, and then path. Oh yeah, so instead of making this a function what we'll probably end up doing is having it be within the conditional itself. So if we go down to the conditional for our keylogger, instead of doing this, we'll just do this. Oh, whoops. That's not what I meant to do. Did I just... Okay. All right. Yeah, there you go. I am dumb. I use Control X to delete lines. I always forget that that also adds it to your clipboard. Rookie mistake by me, 100%, 110%. So let's shift tab that and then tab these over. There you go. Cool. So let's get these rolling. So the address of the computer is IPv4, so we can do IPv4 in all of these. So IPv4 and then IPv4. Awesome. Is there a reason for not using Python 3.10? Is there much of a difference? I don't think there's much of it. I mean, this is going to work on Python 3.10. It's still Python 3. I just haven't updated, I guess. But yeah, how long is this file now? 241 lines. Wow. Cool. So we have the IPv4. Awesome. Password we can keep because it just gets the password. All right. So the upload file. Holy mackerel. So the keylogger. We need to get the, can we have a, that's going to be so long. All right. So the keylogger itself is going to be equal to, what language is this right here? So this is Python. But this is the OnlyRat uses, I think, 5 different languages. Hold up. Let me go and check. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's using 5 different languages to work. The main one is PowerShell. And then the most important ones here, I guess, are PowerShell and Python. But yeah, it uses 5 different languages that are all just working in coherence somehow. Python looks cool. Yeah, I actually have a Python course. If you guys are curious on building up your Python skill sets, and if you want to be able to do what I do with Python, definitely consider checking it out. Python, yeah, it's right there in the courses. I'll leave the link to the courses page on there if you guys want to learn my skill sets. But yeah, Python does look cool though. It's a very sexy looking language. So our keylogger is going to be equal to an f string, and our f string is going to basically take our local path, and then it's going to go from our local path, which is all the way to that OnlyRat directory that's hidden on your computer, and then it's going to go from there to payloads, and then it's going to get a keylogger dot ps1. Okay. I think that's right? Keylogger.ps1. Awesome. So, all right, we can basically do this 3 times, but this time we're getting the controller. All right. And then this one will be the scheduler. Is that how you spell scheduler? I honestly have no idea, but I also don't care. There you go. Cool. So instead of keylogger.ps1, or I guess instead of, out of my way. So this is going to be our controller.cmd, right? That's the name of the file, yes. And then this is going to be our schedule.ps1. Oh, should we copy these and rename them to randomly generated, names? We're going to have to do that for obfuscation, aren't we? That's fun. And then we're going to also have to build out the controller, aren't we? Yeah, so I guess we should start making this into a separate module. The first thing I'm going to do is get a random text generator, right? So we can actually, we'll do it here. Import random. We'll do an as R to make it, more confusing for you guys. So, we are getting that random. I guess we need to make a function to create all of the random text. We can literally do a def random text. All right, cool. So we'll basically do a r dot. How do you do this again? I forgot. Random text generator for obfuscation. That's such a funny word to me, obfuscation. I feel smart using it. If I go on GitHub and if I go onto the course overview for Python and then Control F modules. Yeah, so module 6, that's what it was. Alright, module 6. How do we use the random module again? It's been a long time. Okay, yeah, so that's shuffle. Oh yeah, so we'll just have cool. We'll just do characters be equal to A through Z, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, and Z. There you go. In case if you didn't know the alphabet, there it is. Dot upper. So this is, I guess, lower case, and then this is upper case. And then what we can do is just do characters is equal to lowercase plus uppercase. There you go. We have a full alphabet. And then we can just do an r.shuffle on our characters. Can we have a set limit? Can we just do return r.shuffle characters with an index? Can we just do like up to the 5th character? Does that work? Can I just throw this in like a Python console and just hope it works? All right, let's go over here. Let's make a new. Let's get in our hacker theme and just have a unnecessary amount of terminals open. We'll use bpython because it's sexier, and we can just paste all this. Indentation return. Oh, it's because it's going to be weird. Okay. All right, let's shift tab all this, copy it. Oh yeah, so we're outside of a function. So if I just do this and then just delete the return statement. R.shuffle, R is not, oh, okay. Import, random as R. There you go. Now can you work? Why is it type error? R.shuffle characters. Yeah, but you can do string indexing, can't you? Oh, R.shuffle's for lists, isn't it? Yeah. Watch Cosmo struggle. Oh my gosh. I guess we can just do a loop. You know what? There's so many ways you could probably do this in so much easier, but we're not like that. We're not cool, all right? We're going to have our generated text be equal to an empty string. And what we're going to do is just for every character in the range, of let's do 5. I feel like 5 is the lucky number. We are just going to do a generated text plus equals a random character from choice, right? r.choice. So plus equals r.choice of our characters as a list. Can we just do like list characters? Does that work? And then we can just return our generated text. All right, so if we just shift tab, copy tab, and go in here, let's clear, and then just paste all this in. So instead of return generated text, if we just type out generated text, there you go, random characters. All right, obviously it's not in the function, right? Can we just get the whole function in here? Make sure this is working properly. Awesome. So if we do random text, and if we do it again, there you go, random text, people, ladies and gentlemen. Cool. Important. I hear from a lot of people that knowledge is more important than memory. I guess, yeah. I mean, if you know how, like what you're trying to do, you'll get there. I mean, it seems like a huge amount of code to remember. Yeah, this. I just been programming for a long time, so I kind of know a lot of this. But I mean, it's all, the same things over and over again, right? They're just functions and then like doc strings and then some conditionals and such. So it's pretty, I won't say basic stuff because that's not true, but it's, because then we're starting to use modules and OS.system. Yeah. Okay, so it's not like basic, but you can catch on fairly quickly. It's straightforward. That's what it's straightforward. It's not easy, but it's straightforward. Once you kind of understand what you're trying to do, you'll get there. So what were we doing earlier? Where's that function we made? There it is, random text. So now we have a function to give us random text for all of our obfuscation needs. So what we're going to do is, of course, now we have the path of our controller, our keylogger, and our scheduler. What we need to do is basically get obfuscated versions of these files. So, and then delete the files. So, should we be doing this in a function? Probably. Will I move it to a function? Probably. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and just keep doing this implementation and we'll fix it later. What we need to do is think. How do we want to do this? We can do os.system. Cool. And our os.system, we're taking in f strings and we're going to copy our controller that's there, and we're going to move it into our local path of our only rat / payloads. Oh yeah, and we're also going to need an obfuscated controller, right? So, oh my freak, dude, so many variables. All right, so obfuscated files, and then file staging. Oh my gosh, and then this is file paths, right? So those are the paths of those files. Then what we're doing is getting our obfuscated files. You know what we could do? Couldn't we just like do wget? Like just invoke a web request from our web server and just have it download. What do you guys think? Would that be easier? So if we SCP'd one file, like a PowerShell file or a command line file, and that command line or PowerShell file invoked a web request to download those files onto the computer, and then stage them in the right directories. Yeah, we can make a command line file and then have our what's it called? Have our command line just do it for us. Okay, that might be quicker and easier than all of this. You guys know what I mean? But that means they have to. Well, we can't have connection to them anyway if they're not on the internet. So, yeah. All right. Is that? But what if they're on like? What if there's a firewall? So, okay, I want your guys' opinion. Should we do web request or an SCP? Because SCP might be a little bit more like assured. Web request is going to be easier, but if they have like a whitelist or something, I don't know. Because I mean, you couldn't even install it in the first place if they didn't. Let me get your guys' opinion. I'll just do a little poll. All right, which one? SCP or web requests. All right, I'll let you guys vote. But I guess I'll keep working on this. Or I guess we could do both, you know? Because I'm trying to figure out which one's going to... Alright, so people are saying... It seems like SCP is the consensus. Okay, got you. What's the difference? SCP works through port 22, and web requests will download the file off of the website. So one's going to download it off of a computer, one's going to... Yeah. I feel like SCP would probably be more effective, you know? Because the web requests are good and they're quicker and they're easier. So, but SCP, like, for a security perspective, like, it's going to be a lot more covert, in my opinion. SCP sounds cool. Yeah, it's just harder to implement. But actually, no, it's easy because like we did the one-liners, you know, like we have remote upload and remote download with SCP right here. Okay, we can do this, guys. We can do this. It's not going to be that hard. I'm just lazy. I think that's what it is. So we're going to have obfuscated controller. Most organizers will block SCP by default. Web will always be open. Interesting. 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 Okay. What if we did both? What if you have a web version and an SCP version? Should we just do that? So you can try multiple ways. Well, yeah, we'll just do both, all right? Forget that. Yeah, we'll do both. So, obfuscated controller. All right, we'll just do both. Right now, we'll start with SCP, and then we'll do web requests. Because actually, web requests is going to be easier, but I already started on this code, you know? We need to test this on Aunt May's computer. Didn't? Oh, I don't want to spoil it, but didn't she like, you know, you know? I don't want to spoil. I'm not going to. For if you have some now have not seen No Way Home. Anyways, obfuscate controller. This is basically just going to be equal to a random text. Yep. All right, and then this, instead of controller, this is going to be keylogger, and then instead of this is going to be scheduler. Creepy, my guy. So we have the random. Oh, wait. It's returning the stream value, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So we can just append. Where did we go? We should add this in a function. Holy God. We will do that once we finish it. We'll just do so random text.cmd. Well, actually, we don't have to worry about the appending. Actually, no. Yeah, we'll just do .cmd, and then this will be .ps1, and then this will be .ps1 as well. Awesome. So those are obfuscated files. So it'll be random text.cmd, random text. So what's next? What we need to do is the file staging. Yeah. Oh my God. So we're doing file staging. We're copying that controller file, and we are going to the local path payloads, and then we'll just save it in the payloads files, I guess, or we can save in local so we don't interact with the payloads too much. Yeah, all right, we'll just do that. So local path, and then we'll have to delete all of those, won't we? So copy the controller, local path. I'm about to sneeze, holy. But now I'm not gonna sneeze. What the heck? Hi everyone, hi. Welcome to the stream. How we doing? I'm having a brain aneurysm. I remember how to code. So in this, we're going to do obfuscated controller. There you go. So now we're going to do this same thing, but for the rest of the files, I think. Yeah. Holy gosh. And then this will be our remote upload. All right, so when it comes to running like files, right, because we have the keylogger, should we have like a 1S for SMTP and then a 1... Wait, SMTP and SCP start with the same letter. Ugh. All right, I'll just do like a G for Gmail, and then S, and then an S for SCP. Yeah, so you can have like, for the keylogger, you can have 1S for what SMTP, and then you can have 1G, right? So something like this. So keylogger SCP, and then keylogger SMTP. Okay, well, we also have different ways of getting loot. You know what I mean? So should we just have a keylogger option, and it brings up a second menu? So you choose keylogger and then just be like, all right, so what type of keylogger you want to? Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So we'll do a stage menu. So it'll be option 1. We'll do stage menus. Can you use any email like Proton Mail? Does Proton Mail have an SMTP server? If so, yes. Otherwise, no. But yeah, you can just make a random Gmail. Like if you go on the only right, it just says, whoops, let me zoom in for you guys. Yeah, it says, this is just making a random Gmail account for this malware. Just make a random separate G one. You can do SMTP to go. Yeah, I mean, it's open source, so you guys can just, change the code. Would they be able to track the Gmail? All right, I can definitely see where, your ethical uses in mind are going to. Um, um, do I have two? Oh, okay. So we have a remote upload, remote download. Yeah, so in this section right here, right, we're getting the option for Keylogger. So we get the paths, we get the random file names. We copy the controller, copy the keylogger, and then we copy the scheduler to obfuscated controller, obfuscated key. I just do keylogger, and then obfuscated scheduler. Nope. Scheduler. There you go. Then you can send it to any email with that LSA. There you go. Cool. So copy those files to our local path and rename it to these files. Cool. All right. Now what we need to do is upload these files to the computer with SCP. So we're going to take the upload file of our obfuscated controller, and then we're going to take the upload file of our obfuscated keylogger, and then take the upload file of our obfuscated scheduler. So these both can go to... Okay, so we're going to have some issues here. Man. Right, because something we do need to do for a lot of the stuff we want to do is escalate. We're already administrator, but we need to get like the central user account. Oh, excuse me, guys. I am yawning like crazy. I'm kind of hungry. I can't even lie. Cool. So what's next? We have it so it can upload. Oh yeah, we need to get the path. So we have our working directory, so it can move it to the working directory. So the keylogger can actually go to our working directory, and the uploader can go to our working directory. The only thing is our scheduler needs to where's our schedule? All right, so we need to modify our payload code. So our keylogger, I think, is fine because we don't worry too much about location. Oh yeah, so instead of this, we're going to need to replace that. All right, cool. All right, I am. Oh, I have water. Thank God. This water bottle smells like straight chlorine. All right, so example at gmail.com. Replace that water with Red Bull. Was it got vodka in this Red Bull? It still gives me wings. If you guys ever wanted to know my Gmail credentials, those are them. Just so you guys know. So if you ever wanted to sign into my Gmail or send me an email, you guys can do that here. So one of the key things we do need to do is change this log file, right? So the log file, well, technically, we don't need to change it. Cool. Run keylogger. All right. So technically that's fine then. Yeah, so right now this works through SMTP. What we're going to do is, I think we sending the logs through SCP would be like really cool. Oh, so we can have a SCP logger that works entirely through SCP, and then an SMTP logger. I don't know, because with SMTP, right, you need to have the credentials there. So if like the unlikelihood that the file were to be discovered, the credentials are there, right? So we could have another way of where instead of emailing the logs, we could actually just keep the logs on the computer, and every hour it can get SCP to us. But if we're not but we're not hosting the SCP server. We're just a client connecting to it. But we can do downloads. But you can get like the most recent logs and stuff. Okay, so we have a couple of options when it comes to this keylogger. We could get rid of the SMTP stuff and have it work entirely through SCP. So every time we connect to, when we connect to the, I promise you I know. What's it called? I can't, my brain is not working right now. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't even remember what I was talking about. All right, let's just keep going. My brain is just not working today. I'm so sorry, guys. So yeah, this is going to be important when we do this. What we can actually do is create the controller file. So instead of having a controller.cmd, what we'll do is we'll build it. So we'll have the locations, right? So how do we want to do this, right? It needs to get the locations. Oh, it needs to get the working directory, right? All right, so, whoa, slow down. What we'll do is we'll build the controller.cmd. So once we get these random file names, perfect. What we need to do is create the controller. So with open controller.cmd, that's not in quotes, controller.cmd. Oh, actually, it needs to be an F string, and this needs to be obfuscated. Yeah, and then the random text .cmd. Oh, wait, don't we already have an obfuscated controller thing right there? Why am I redoing stuff? I made my life easier, and I choose to neglect me making my life easier. Why? Because I don't know. What we need, we need to open it in write mode. And what we're doing is going to take this obfuscated controller, and we're just going to, wait, that's not right. Am I like thinking about Java or something? Why do I have curly braces here? So with open this as F, that's fine. We can do F dot write an F string. Okay, and from here we can actually, yeah. All right, what we're doing again? I'm so sorry. File that right, and we're going to write this first line at echo off. Easy. Okay, so we actually don't need a freaking thing for that. So at echo off, new line, and then actually for cleanliness, we're not going to do that. We'll just do this, and then file that right at echo off, and then we can file that right a f string. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is going to be annoying. How on earth? I'm still wondering, right, with this, how I want this to send us the logs back, because it can either store the logs on the computer, and when we use our console, right, like if I go onto this, I think, right, if I just do our only rat and then our file, and then we can literally just do 0, right, to get a remote console, and there you go, remote access, right? Should we have an option to remotely download, right? Because we have a remote download function, so we can just do like download logs. Hey bro, have a nice stream. Appreciate it. Man, this is going to be like kind of difficult. So what we can do is go ahead and PowerShell this whole thing. There you go. So instead of environment temp l.ps1, instead of that in quotes, what we need to put in quotes is, first of all, we need to backslash this, and then close that. There you go. So in those quotes, we need to put the path of our keyloggers and stuff, right? So we can do, oh my gosh, holy, the remote upload, where's that going? The remote path, right? So remote path, and then it's going to do a /, the remote path uses /, right? Because that's going to be, yeah, it does. Wait, no, the remote path is, oh, we need the working directory. That's what we need. If we open up like our red row, where's the red row file? Oh, this is not my home directory. There it is. Yeah. So this gets, okay, so see users add data local temp, and then that's the working directory. Yeah. That we get. What we need to do is, all right, so instead of remote path, we're going to use our working directory, and then we need to do, I think a /, right? Because that's what it's using, backslashes. Oh, aren't we going to have to like reformat this, right? Yeah, so for our remote path, it's going to get working directory, and then we're going to basically do this whole thing, dot replace, and we're going to replace all the backslashes. Okay, yeah, like if we try printing out the working directory, like it's it's going to give us trouble. Like if I print working directory, oh, I forgot to add that second one. Cool. So hopefully we can make some more progress with this, honestly. I'm hoping. Okay, first, like we have this giant section of code in this one conditional that I need to put into a function. No, for the sake of clean code. But no, we're lazy, you know. So it does remote upload. The only thing is the path, right? So the path is going to basically be our working directory. and that's where it's going to save everything. But this is going to be the startup directory. So this is the controller. So it needs to do, oh my gosh, should we have it the logger or the file return the startup directory as well to us, so that way we can access it with ease? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna have to modify the installation process a little bit. So if we go to stage2.ps1, we are going to basically, where do we get the startup directory? We're already in our startup directory. So get location, that is the startup directory right there. So what we're going to do is an add content tac path on this variable. Oh, what did I do? Did I do something to break the code? No. All right, I don't know what happened. Anyways, you know what's crazy? I could have literally just done Control-Shift-D and then just replaced this stuff. All right, so instead of this variable right here, we need to get the get location variable. So this one right here. All right, add that to the file. So now in our main.py, should I buy the Wi-Fi pineapple? Maybe. It's definitely a cool tool. There's been plenty of like ups and downs that I've heard about it. I know a lot of my video, a lot of people were, I've heard a lot of complaints about it. But it's, I guess pretty cool. I mean, it depends on like how much you like, Wi-Fi hacking and such. I don't know if I'm the best person to ask. You can talk to some of the people on the server more about that. But my favorite hack5 tool is the like Bash Bunny and like Ducky. It's simply because of my malware background. So, what are we doing again? Oh yeah, so we need to change our reconfiguration file, or reconfiguration function. Yeah. So Alt Shift down. Oh, Control Shift D is what I meant to say. So it's going to get index 3, which is the startup directory. So startup directory read lines index 3. So in our main.py file, when we're getting all this, we can do Control Shift D. Whoops. Control Shift D. There you go. So instead of working directory, this will be the startup directory, and then we can change this to startup. Right, that should be the same as the theme. Cool. Sorry, I'm checking my phone. Cool. So it should be pretty good. All right. Sorry. What was I doing? Yeah, we need to have our code read that configuration file. Did I get that in properly? Yeah, so startup directory. Cool. Yeah, it has the same file name. Awesome. So startup directory. So now what we can do is we can working directory, and then yeah, so then it will get that startup directory. So we can change this to startup directory, and then these will use the working directory. Cool. So all we need to do now is make sure the other code works, right? When it comes to writing that file, yeah. All right. So what's next, guys? We need to make sure that the keylogger, let's just make sure the keylogger gets installed, because I'm going to have to obfuscate this entire thing, which is not going to be fun, like at all, like in any way, shape, or form. So this is good. The stage 2 is fine. Red.rat. So the line 4 is now going to be the startup directory of our computer. Yeah, and it's having backslashes. Can we replace the backslashes with forward slashes in PowerShell? That might be like really annoying to incorporate. We'll just worry about it later. Um, oh, what we can do is replace. Yeah, so it's reading. When it reads the file, obfuscated scheduler. Where does it get the start directories? Yeah, so we might need to replace these. If I can just print the working directory though. Okay. Schedule. Does this use a specific path? Yeah, it does. See, so it's going to start running this, but it needs to be in the working directory. So it means we need to modify specific lines of these files. Cool. So, sorry, my audio thing is tripping a little bit, so I'm trying to make sure I can actually hear what I'm trying to teach you. But yeah, so my problem is, right, we have our own custom paths that we're using, right? This is our path for our rat. So that's where we're storing the files for our keylogger. But the thing is, it's different for every user, first of all. Second of all, we need to be able to get that working directory and then have our schedule. Well, I guess we need to edit the schedule.ps1, right? So can we like change specific lines of files? Oh my god. All right. Yeah, this is so much fun, I promise you. So we're going to definitely need to put this in a function. I keep saying that we should do that now while we're here, so that way we don't have to worry about code breaks and stuff. Control X. All right, and right now we can just run keylogger. Keylogger. Cool. All right, and then our keylogger function. So this is random text reconfiguration file. We can do it like around here. That's fine. Yeah. That's good. Keylogger. All right, so def keylogger. And do we need any inputs? Maybe. I don't really know. All right, and then we're just going to take this and tab it down. There you go. Okay, and the remote upload functions are above it. Cool. So what's next? Oh, these functions or these files are not going to work. So we need the functions that, or the variables that we don't have access to immediately. So IPv4. So we can actually Control H and find IPv4 and replace it with address for code cleanliness. Is that the word? Where? Oh yeah, right here. There you go. Cool. Bro, this is like hurting my brain a little bit. All right, I'm gonna change the name of the stream from Keyloggers and more to Keylogger staging, so that way it's a little bit more specific. Keylogger staging. There you go. So it's a little bit more specific to what we're doing. All right. So how much longer should I go for? It's about the hour 30 mark. I'll go for like about 10, 15 more minutes and then call it a day. So read lines equals open configuration file, read lines. Yeah, so what we need to do is make sure our keylogger function is getting the information it needs, right? So we need our address section for the actual address, right? And then the password we're also going to need. So password, and then this is we're getting up here, so we're fine. Working directory. Working directory is a file we get, don't we? Yeah, so we need the working directory. We also need I'll just do working and startup. So working, and then we can do our startup. Cool. So we need all that in our keylogger function. So when we go down here, we need to make sure we have the address, which is IPv4. Then we need the password, which I think is just password. And then we need the working directory. So we can do working directory, and then our startup directory, which is just our startup directory. There you go. So now we have all that set up. Our obfuscated files are good. And then all right, so we'll just do building the controller, right? So building controller. And then we're building the controller. Oh my gosh, there's so much work into this. You know what? What we're going to do, I'm going to comment this out. All the work that we've been doing for the past God knows how long, I'm commenting it out. Commenting it all out. Why? Because what I'm going to do is our other option that we talked about earlier, which using web requests, because this is painful. And I want to make sure we have a working version before we just jump into all these other working versions. So I'm super happy to have wasted the past hour and 31 minutes of your time, but we're going to do a different method. We're going to do a different strategy. We're not going to not do this strategy. We're going to definitely do it. We're just going to incorporate it later. So what we're going to do is in our payloads, we're just going to do a new file, I guess. There you go. What should we call this file? I guess so this is the keylogger that's going to use web request. So we can do keylogger tag web.cmd. All right, so first thing we're going to do is add echo off. I'm not going to do too much documentation on this simply because we're going to have to obfuscate it. And I don't feel like obfuscating more than I already need to. So we're echoing off, and then what we're going to do is use PowerShell.exe, and then we're going to do an invoke. I'm literally just going to go to my old code and copy some stuff over. Where is the SMTP installer? Yeah. So we're just going to copy this line right here, and this will be the basis for how we're doing this. Cool. So we're invoking web request at our address, and then we're going to basically okay, this is still like weird though, because we have to like how do I say this? We need to build the payloads in Python so that way they can have the correct paths. Because what we need to do is, well, no, because we can remotely upload them to the right paths, right? With SCP, can we upload our files to the correct paths? We can, but the code won't have the right path. Like this won't know what the right path is. So we need Python to give it the right path. Okay, I think I know how we're going to do this, guys. What we're going to do is go to Oh yeah, this was dumb. Hold up. So definitely something interesting we're going to keep. I'm going to cut this out, and we're going to put this in my markdown section so we can remember it. But for right now, actually, you know what? I'll go even further and just get the whole function. In my roadmap, in my resources, all right, this is just so I can remember it, right? This is Python, and boom. Cool. So this is our keylogger function that we have. Cool. So what we need to do is go ahead and have Python build this file for us. So in our def keylogger function, what we're going to do is we need, do we need the working directory or just the startup directory? I guess we need to look at the other files. We can close this, we can close this. So if I go on keylogger, then we need the scheduler and then the controller. So we can have Python build the controller, right? Because we already have the path here to those files. So that's fine. Then with our scheduler, right, it needs to run that specific file in that directory. So we need Python to possibly build this as well. Or we need Python to edit the file. And we need, so I guess what we need to do is actually obfuscate the file first and then edit it. Oh my God. So that way we know what line we're targeting, right? Oh my gosh, guys, this is a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. Because this code we already have done, you know? Alright, so what we're going to do is moderately obfuscate this. We could totally have that like wild true thing, just do it in all like one line. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Dang. Okay. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Or if you guys even understand what I'm doing. If you guys need me to explain, just let me know so I can. Wow. Oh, you're making fun of how I said wow. All right, I think that, right, so we have the PowerShell for a keylogger that works. Unless if we do the staging outside of our working directory. No, we can't do it outside of our working directory because when we make our kill switch, we need to remove all of our malware off of it. Okay, so what we need to do, oh my gosh, I hate programming. All my homies hate programming. Ooh, I thought I broke something. Whoops. So this is going to be for our keylogger, obviously. I guess what we need to do with this is like pass. I'll just do a pass for now. I'm trying to understand the best way we can do this, right? Because this is going to create it in the temp directory. Wait a second. Can you delete everything in the temp directory without worries? I swear you can. Because it just gets reinstilled, right? Because if that's the case, I swear you can. Last words. Can I delete everything in my Windows temp directory. Because in that case, we may not need a working directory, but it'd also be less convert. Because I've seen people do it before, I think. In most cases, the answer is yes, but as with most things, it's always the case. If you tend to manually delete the files, I would suggest you review what type of files it is, decide if you want to remove them. Personally, I just delete everything in the folder every third month, and so far in 10 years, nothing has happened. Wait a second. So, you can delete everything in your temp directory without worries. Yeah, because everything is, quote, temporary, even though it stays there for a while. So we may not need a working directory after all, but instead have we'll say the startup directory, but we don't need a working directory because we can just, maneuver. Dude, y'all know what this means? It means my life is easier. That's what it means. Thinking that I will copy the code and also develop malware. Yeah, for sure. I do have some videos on the channel about malware dev. I've been kind of just streaming and showing you guys basic stuff. But I can definitely do some streams focused on teaching you guys the stuff that I'm doing rather than showing you guys what I'm doing, if that makes sense. So if that's the type of stuff you guys are interested in, let me know for sure. But it's good to know that they've been deleting their temp directory for 10 years. Yes, this is a safe procedure I would recommend most authors do often. There are a few applications that you can accomplish this. Yes, it's safe. Okay, so... Okay, so that's C Windows temp, but like the user's temp directory is safe as well, I'd assume. Wait, is that also a thing if I go on like... Right, this... Ooh, whoops, this PC, the C drive. Whoops, C drive. Users. Yeah, so it's specifically belonging to the users. Okay, so good news, people. What this means is that we don't need a working directory anymore, but instead we need to save the startup directory. So let's go to our p.ps1 and then we can delete I hope this is the right line. Yeah, so this is the temp directory. We don't need to save that. We can actually just delete that, I think, right? Yeah, and we'll save the startup location instead. So what we'll do with this temp directory is once for the cleanup, we actually need to delete that directory. So instead, yeah, we'll just do a remove item on this variable right here. There you go. So this variable is my temp directory file that we made. So you can remove that and we're good. Guys, this is like such an accomplishment. This is like revelating, if that's the word. Dare I say revelating. So, ooh, what's great? Okay, so this means that our keylogger, we don't have to worry about file staging anymore, but instead, we just need to make sure we have the right name. So username.log. Yeah, so that's going to be the log file for our user. And then, yeah, so instead of p.ps1, the only thing is we need to change the names of those files. So like if we wget them, right? If we have, because even if we execute them, we don't have the escalated user, but we have an administrator, so we can like change the user credentials, but they wouldn't know. You know what I mean? So we need to escalate by escalating. Okay. I think that's good. I think that's really solid. Um, yeah, because we can like grab like the keylogger, for example, keylogger.cm or .ps1, I think, and output it as a randomly named file, .ps1, right? And that way we have it more covert. Okay, so then we can. Oh wait, can you? You can append commands to like remote code execution with SSH. Yeah, yeah, guys. Look, if you guys do something like, let's exit and we'll quit out of only rat, right? If you SSH into the user, right? So only rat. I guess technically, let's do like the pass, right? Um, do I have like? Okay, I'll just use this one right here. All right. So instead of doing like SCP stuff, right? If we do the SSH pass, right, and then we append the password, then do an SSH at our only rat user at the IP address that we get in the Python code, so we don't have to worry about it. But what we can do is do something like this, like PowerShell /c list. And there you go. We just sent the command, PowerShell /c to list, all the files on the computer. So there you go. We can send commands remotely, which means we can send something like this remotely. Oh my gosh, guys. So let's make a new Python function called remote commands. Run commands remotely with SCP. Cool. So we'll do our def, and then we'll just do remote command. Right, and we're going to need the address of the computer. We're going to need the password of the computer. Then the command that we're trying to run. And yeah, that's it. So what we can do is remote command execution. And then we can do our os.system. And then just add all that syntax in there, right? So what we would do is SSH pass tac p with the /quote, and then here, whoops, I did not mean to do this. Delete. There you go. All right. So what we need to put in here is the password of our user that we're connecting to. Then we can do the SSH only rat at their username. So this will be their username. Oh, actually, no, this will be the address. Sorry, I am tripping. So that would be their address. And then what we can do in single quotes is the command we want to run. There you go. Cool. So now we have like a remote command execution function. So this means when we can use web requests easily. Because, yeah, they're not going to block web requests. Yeah. Okay. Guys, this might just work. I should have done this earlier. I don't know. I completely forgot I could do this, I mean, hey, but this is how like malware development actually works. Like if I were recording this, I would have cut off the first hour and a half of this video. But you guys are experiencing it with me. You guys get to understand how annoying malware development is. But yeah, so with the keylogger, all we need to do now is actually just run a bunch of remote commands, right? And just do our web requests. Yeah. So we're doing PowerShell tech exe, and then we're getting our keylogger.ps1. What we need to do is go on to here, and where's Python? Yeah. Can I get some random text for me? Okay. Let's go ahead and go back to our main.py file. Wherever we get random text, I'm going to do a range of 10 and then copy this. Honestly, is 10 fine? Yeah, I think 10 is fine. Cool. So let's go ahead and keep going. What we're going to do is Control L, all this. Control Shift V. Oh yeah, the indentation. I forgot. So copy this. Control. I'll just make this full screen. All right. Anyways, Control Shift V. There you go. Before the stream ends, can you do a little demo for us? Yeah, for sure, for sure. So random text. There you go. Look at that. The best obfuscation tool you'll ever use. Your Python console. Cool. So we're going to save our keylogger as. Oh nope, that's not the. That's already a file that's important to the program. So, copy this new one and paste it there. Awesome. So this is going to get our keylogger. Then we're just going to Control Shift D. Right. This one needs to get the controller. So we'll do, or we'll do schedule scheduler. Ooh, I don't know if that's spelled correctly. Schedule that PS1. So schedule. That's how I spelled it there. So that's how I'm going to spell it here. Is that spelled correctly? Probably not. It probably isn't. But you know, we're just gonna, you know, deal with it anyway. So copy this and then paste that here. Cool. So the last thing we need to do is the last one, right? This is going to be the controller.cmd file. So we can run this and then replace this. And then this is going to be a .command file. And then this is going to be a .command file. Cool. All right, so now we're going to cut all of this out of here because we can actually delete this file. Yes, move to trash. What we're going to do is go to our keylogger function. Yeah. We're just going to paste all of this in here for now. So we need to make it so that way. Yeah, all right, let's save this as keylogger command is equal to, yeah, so we're going to need to replace this with a backslash and this with a backslash. There you go. So it escapes those quotes. And yeah, we're just going to have to basically repeat that process. So we will do a, which one is this one? So schedule command will be equal to this. And then we can go ahead and what was I trying to do? Come on, guys. What was I trying to do? Cool. So we have this one done. We have this one done. And then the last one we need is to, which one is this one again? This is I can't remember the name. I really cannot. It's in here somewhere too. Schedule. Wait, if this is the schedule, how is this one the schedule? Oh, I never changed the name, did I? This is the controller. You know how many bugs that would have left to if I didn't discover that? Yeah, let's do command here. All right, so controller command is equal to PowerShell, right? So we can do this quote here. We can escape this quote here and then end it off with a double quote here and escape that one. All right, there you go. So now we have, oh my gosh. Um, so we're just going to do web requests. So these are all the web requests right here that we're doing to install this keylogger, right? Um, so we need to, our keylogger, oh my gosh, this is like such a pain. So our keylogger is going to need our address, then it's going to need our password, then it's going to need the command we want to run, but it's also going to need our startup directory, and it's also going to need our working directory. To make it simple within the function, we'll just do working and startup. But yeah, those are all the parameters we're going to need. Yeah, and command, yeah. So, oh, did I misspell command somewhere? I misspelled it earlier. I know I did. I know I misspelled it earlier. I think I fixed it though. If I didn't, then I'm sorry. Controller is fine, and then schedule is fine, and then okay, we should be good. I think I spelled it everywhere else correctly. If I didn't, then you know it is what it is. Cool. So we have remote code execution, right? So we can actually do our remote command execution, right? So this one's going to be for a keylogger. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so painful. So the command, right? We're actually going to have to do a cd. Oh, this is going to be. All right, f-string all of these. Oh my god. All right, f-string this, and f-string this. All right, we're going to cd into there. For the keylogger, we need to go into the temp directory, which should be a $ environment temp. Oh, wait, no. Because do we still need the temp directory? But if we have the username, the temp directory is C users temp or app data. What's the temp directory? Let me look at my freaking control L. Let's go here. Redrow.rat. Yeah, so this is what the temp directory looks like. Cool. What we can do, oh my gosh, this is going to be so killer, dude. All right, cd into this. Oh my fuck. All right, and then we need to escape all of these so we don't have any dumb errors. App data local temp. All right, so we're going to cd into that. So this actually needs to be their username. Oh, do we not get their username? Well, we get the only rat, but we need the other user's username. Oh my gosh. I hate everything. So what we can do is, wait, how did we get their username? With PowerShell, didn't we? Because we ran it on their account. Oh, so we might need the working directory after all. All right, so PowerShell, where are you? Where's the stage2.ps2? What we're going to end up doing is getting the location. Yeah, so where's the environment temp directory? Can we just send us the environment temp directory back to us? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So if this is the startup directory, we'll make this add contents. We'll add back the working directory, but the working directory is now just going to be. Why do I keep doing this? I could have just duplicated this line. So yeah, the new working directory will now actually be the temp directory. So instead of this, we're going to do an environment temp. Yeah. So we're getting the IP address, the password, the working directory, startup directory. Cool. So in our read file, is that how it works again? IP address, password, working directory, startup directory. Perfect. 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 So now that we can actually get the working directory off of the computer, we can actually just do, instead of this whole thing, cd into these working directory. That's it. cd into working. That's it. And then we can colon. Oh no, because this is going to be. Okay, so let's do a PowerShell /c cd working directory, and then or we can outfile it to the working directory, so we don't actually have to cd at all. Yeah, so outfile will actually be the working directory of the computer slash cool. Oh my god. This is burning my mind into a million pieces. Cool. So does that work? Right, if we're downloading the payloads keylogger.ps1, outputting it to our working directory. So does our working directory use forward slashes or backslashes? That's kind of important. It uses backslashes because PowerShell is weird, and programming languages don't, for the most part, like backslashes, which is why I have to do like escape sequences and such. All right, we hit 2 hours. Dang, I don't know how much longer I want to stream. We might stop at like 11 or so. So we're going to output the file to this working directory, and instead of forward slash, we have to do a backslash because it's going to be weird. Yeah, but the working directory, right? We're going to need to make sure, like, all right, like if I go here, right, and if I copy this, and if I go on our, Python console, and I were to print this out, it's going to be hella confused. Syntax error, Unicode, escape. Yeah. So these backslash are going to confuse. Oh, is it a /u for Unicode? Is that what it is? So we're going to need to dot replace all the backslashes in there with a double backslash, if that makes sense. So if our string is equal to this, yeah, it doesn't even like it. It doesn't even. Oh my gosh. What we might need to do is PowerShell. Now, yeah, now it's gonna be work. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. What we're gonna have to do is use PowerShell and replace the wait, where's the PowerShell? So when we get, I hate how I obfuscated this. I wish I kept a normal clean version. But no, then I would have to like re-obfuscate it though, right? So I guess no. Maybe I should have waited to obfuscate this. But then I thought it was done. I thought it was done. It was funny when I was doing this. I'm like, yeah, this would be easy. We already have the keylogger finished. It's just a simple matter of uploading it. And that's almost the case. Right? It almost is. But the only thing is our controller needs to know. Wait a second. What if we had a Python module that wrote the files? And then you could just input the data values, right? And we don't even have to. All right, this is what. Can we? This is like the third iteration of this. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning of the stream, we started off with one idea, and now we're like 3 different ideas in. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use the restroom. So I will be right back. And I'm gonna fill up my water. So give me like 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. Yo, how we doing? How we doing? All right, that's why normal people live longer than programmers. Yes, dude. I thought this was going to be simple implementation, and it should be. What I'm trying to figure out is, right, technically we could just throw this on there, but we would have to like, hold up. Why can't we throw this on there? Have I just been being dumb this whole time? Is there a specific reason? Because we can upload the files. If we wanted to... Oh, it's because of obfuscation. Is that what it is? Yeah. Ignore that. That's annoying. Yeah. All right. So what we can do is pre-obfuscate the files. When we do the web request, we output the file as a file that the stager looks for. Wait, hold up. Boys, I figured it out. I figured it out. All right. I think I understand what we need to do. What we need to do is just pre-obfuscate it, right? We'll have the files already obfuscated. The names can be the same because we're doing a web request. We can change the name, right? The only thing, and we don't need the username because we're getting the environment temp. Y'all, guys, that's what we need to do. I think, hold up. All right, we may have just figured it out. That's what sometimes all you need is to get a little bit of water. Sometimes all you need is to step back and look back at the code. You know what's funny? Like, if this doesn't even work, I would like laugh at myself. All right, let's jump into it. I wish I could crack my knuckles like that. That would be like so badass right now. Okay, So what we're going to do is pre-obfuscate the files. This is freaking genius. How come I did not think of this at all? So our controller is going to run 2 pre-obfuscated files for us, okay? We're starting fresh. We're starting new. Random text. Whoops. There you go. All right. So the first file will be called this. So let's remember this. So our C, the one that starts with a C, or the one that starts with a K will be the keylogger, and then the one, whoops, there you go, and then the one, we'll copy this, all right, and then the one that starts with a, let's do S, is a scheduler. Finally, inner peace. Yes, I know. It's like we finally figured out what we're supposed to do. So we're getting the environment temps. We're fine. And then we're getting... oh yeah, so this should be fine. Okay, so we're going to need to remember these 2 files. So I'm going to put this over here. Cool. So, what's next? What we need to do is get our keylogger obfuscated. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Created by me a while back, yeah. So, should we do SMTP or SCP? To send us back the logs. Because before I asked you guys if we should do SCP or web requests, but now we need to figure out if we're going to do SCP or SMTP. Would you rather get emailed the logs, or would you rather be like sent, like you can connect to the rat and have it be sent to your computer? I guess we can have both. I mean, that's going to be a lot of implementation though. Alright, so delete. Oh, I don't know if I want to do all the obfuscation side. Let's not obfuscate it yet, alright? We'll just do the key structure. Oh, and you guys are going to need to be able to change the credentials, so I think SCP is what we have to do. Unless if we have a get content from an email and password. Because they would have to get content from that email and password file. Which we can do because it's PowerShell. So instead of this, it would have to do a get content from a file. The same way how we do it in the installer. Or at least in the stage 2, I think. Got you. So now I know how to do it, which is good. I guess what we can worry about now is, I guess, instead of p.ps1, it needs to be the keylogger. So what's the keylogger called? The keylogger is this. So this is the keylogger. So environment temp this file .ps1. Perfect. Then I think that's it. Yeah. So what we can do here is in their temp direct working path. So yeah, now what we can do, okay, guys, we're close. We are close. Hold up. So this is the keylogger.ps1, and then this is going to be their what is this called? This is keylogger. This is the scheduler. Got you. I literally made the letter start with certain characters so I can remember it better, but no, I'm not gonna remember. Yeah. So then we can have this command, which will output the file in the working directory. So we can do working, and then this will output the file The only problem with the working directory is that, you know, it doesn't, Python doesn't like the backslashes. So we would have to replace the backslashes with double backslashes. So you would have to do a double and a quadruple. Yeah, so when it comes to this, we can do dot replace. And we're basically going to replace all the backslashes, whoops, with double backslashes, which means we need to do quadruple backslashes. Yeah. And then we can copy this and paste that here. Got you. That makes sense. Cool. So, yeah, when we get that working directory, it might error. Like, we might get some errors. Because it's going to be getting it when we read the configuration file. So it's going to do the readlines dot index2 dot strip. Is also going to need to do a dot replace. So we might need to do the dot replace up here then. Yeah, I think that's where we need to do it. All right, so get rid of, yeah, get rid of this. Cool. And then we can Control X on this. Cool. So let's go to where we read the actual configuration file. And when we get this working directory, we're going to do the read lines at index read lines. And then we're going to need to replace read lines strip. So before we strip it, we can do a dot replace. And then on this whole thing, we can do the dot strip. There you go. Okay, bro, good luck. Appreciate it. Thank you for dropping in. So yeah, this is going to be index 3. All right, so index 3. Holy gosh. Oh, this is super annoying. Cool. What's next, guys? What's next? I'm trying to figure out how we're going to... All right, so we have the working directory. It should, in theory, replace those backslashes appropriately. Or we can replace all the backslashes with a front slash. That's probably going to be easier, so we don't have to worry about any weird syntax formatting. There you go. So, what's next? So we're doing that, and then in our keylogger, there you go. So it's going to be, instead of backslash, we can actually do a forward slash now. Oh, but is that going to mess with any of our old code? Right, yeah, if we have Control H, if I did double backslash. Oh, is that the only places we have it? Where do we use the working directory? Oh, okay, so I guess we're good then. All right, cool. So yeah, forward slashes will work fine. All right, yeah, so in our keylogger, we're getting the working directory forward slash, and then the working directory forward slash, and then we're outputting this file to the startup directory forward slash. Awesome. And that should be it. Right? I hope. Cool. So this should be in the temp directory. That will be in the temp directory. That will be in the what's this one called? This is going to be in the start directory. Yeah. And then we can just execute these. So address password command, we have the address, we have the password. So we'll do the keylogger, keylogger command. We can do the schedule command, and then we can do the controller command. And that should be all for the keylogger, right? And then we'll obviously have to modify the keylogger so that way we can do SCP instead of SMTP, or we can have you upload it either way. So we can do option 1 equals keylogger, and then all of this. Is that right still? Because I think we added more stuff, right? Yeah. Let's redo this just in case. So we need the address, which is IPv4. Then we need the password, which is just password, I think. Yeah. Then we need the command. Do we have that? Wait, do we need the command function in the? Do we need that as a parameter, or do we only need that as a parameter here? Yeah, we don't need this as a parameter, because the parameter that we're using for command are from here. So we just need to start up in working directories. So we can do password and then the startup directory, which would be startup directory, and then the working directory, which would be working directory. And that should be it. In theory. Yeah. So that only took like 10 minutes when I actually figured out how to do it properly. Cool. So let's control shift out of here. Oh my god. All right. So what we need to do is close some of this stuff. I can control D this. Cool. So let's get update test test 1. Cool. So that updated that to the GitHub. Will it work? Probably not. In fact, we actually need to reinstall it because we changed how the staging works. So this is my test email. Feel free to email me here if you guys want to. robotcs@gmail.com. Right. I always type in my passwords wrong. Cool. Awesome. So this is the Gmail account with LSA enabled. Yeah, so these are the rat files that we were getting before. So let's delete. Hello? Oh, it's been kind of slow. You okay? So this is the Keylogger. We don't need that anymore. Cool. So we can delete that as well. We'll even delete that. We'll be a little risky with it. All right. So in theory, if we go onto our Windows machine and run the SMTP installer, it should install the logger properly. The logger won't work, but it will be installed properly. Alright, so we'll let it do its thing. Hopefully this works. If it doesn't, I'll just, cry. Love that keystroke injection. So, first of all, why are these files still here? Wait, why are those files still here? Is the installation process still working properly? Did it send us the email? Oh, it did send us the email. Okay. So, with the new... Oh, there must have been an error when it was trying to delete that temp directory path. Yeah, we'll fix that. What language is it coded in? The rat is coded in 5 different programming languages: PowerShell, Python, Batch, Visual Basic script and shell, or bash shell, right? Yeah, so 5 different languages. You can see the 5 languages right there. Right now you're seeing the Python side. The Python side is on the attacker side, and then the PowerShell side is on the target side. Cool. So I think that's okay. So we downloaded that. All right. So if I list my downloads, yeah. So there's that red row rat. So let me delete my current one, red row.rat, and then I'll just move downloads red row into our current directory. Cool. So if we do our only rat with our, oh yeah, I need to actually update this one, so I can do sh list. All right, sh partition. Cool. Awesome. So if we do only rats on our configuration file that we got, awesome. So we have option 1, Keylogger. If we try option 1, it's not gonna work. Option. Where did I put option? No, this is anarchy. Now I know there's going to be other people who didn't see the stream, going to be like really confused, and they'll be like, Cosmo, there's an issue on your rat where you put option instead of option. All right. I forgot to actually have it show you what it's doing. Wait. Cannot be found. Oh. Yeah, the free. Why does Windows like have a space in that directory? That annoys me so much. Okay, so we need to make sure that the startup directory is in quotes. So URI this. So yeah, the startup directory, we need to actually have this / startup directory / startup directory. Well, we need to have that whole line in quotes. Wait, hold up. .cmd end quote. Where's the other quote? So we have the start quote. Oh yeah, and then we have an invoke web request in quotes. Can we take it out of these quotes? Will this still work? And then we take it out. And instead of, yeah, so we have these quotes, and then this quote is in connection with this quote. Yeah, all right, so let's try that. So let me quit only rat. Let's try partitioning this again, and then only rat. So if I try option 1, all right, I forgot to obviously put like, you know, code where it shows you what's doing. Oh yeah, so the startup directory has backslashes. Did we not fix that in this section right here, where we change or replace all the backslashes with front slashes? Oh, is it still using the backslash though? Is that what it's doing? Where is the keylogger? So startup directory. Oh yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So no, that's a backslash. /. There you go. All right. You know what to say. 3rd time's the charm, I think. Was that the 3rd time? I have no idea. Only rat. So option 1. Oh my gosh. Cannot be found. Okay, so it's only this one. It's only the startup directory. Positional. Yeah, it's because it's start space menu, so it gets confused. So it's going to try to start menu with this. We need to make sure that's in quotes. So PowerShell, PowerShell.txt, Windows style hidden. We're invoking a web request. Tech URI on this path right here, and we're outputting the file in quotes, startup, that's cmd end quote. We're putting in quotes though. Is that not in quotes? That's in quotes. Output file is the startup directory. Let's look at this red row rat. Yeah, so, oh, what we can do is have the part 2 put quotes around it. Can we do that? Can we do that? So where's stage 2? When we're adding our startup get location, can we put quotes here? Can we? That should work, right? Yeah. So let's do that, and then in our main.py, we're just going to do some echoing stuff here, just so that way people can actually understand what's going on. So we'll say, I don't know. How do we do this? What stages are there? Prepping keylogger, right? So we'll just do a print statement, and then we just do appending sign, prep keylogger, right? And then it needs to start with the new line for the cleanliness of it all. And then it has prepped all the commands, right? And then we can let them know that the keylogger is prepped, right? So print, and then the confirmation one, and then, oh, this needs to be in double quotes, right? So we can say keylogger prepped. All right. And now we can let them know that we're trying to do the remote command execution. So we can do a print and then the double quotes, right? Then we can have the pending sign, and then we can say, what are we trying to do again? Yeah, so installing keylogger, and then the dot, right? So we can copy this line, and then, so it's, right now it's the scheduler. All right, and then I have no idea how to spell schedule. My English is like terrible, so I'm just pretending like that's spelled correctly. And then installing controller. And then once that's done, we can just do a print, and then confirmation with the plus sign. All right, and then we can say, so keylogger installed successfully. There you go. So let's push this up to the GitHub. Control-Shift-X, we'll go over here, and we'll do test 2. Cool. And then we can quit this, and then we can partition, so that way we have the newest version there. We can actually close that. Control L. What we're going to need to do here is go ahead and run our only rat. Well, actually, no, because we're getting a new file, aren't we? Yeah. So let's rm tech rf our red row.rat, because what we need to do is run the installer on here again. So I don't know why those files aren't downloading. Actually, what we can do is go to our red row, or where's our stage2.ps1? Yeah, it's trying to delete this file. What was the file we tried to have it delete? So this is the temp directory path. Yeah. So instead of that, let's delete that out, so it can be back to what it was before, and then we can push this to the GitHub again. So what, test 3? Cool. So now what we can do is go over on the Windows side, run this. Cool. We're getting close. We are getting close to finishing, which is good. I love that keystroke injection right there, just closing those windows for us. All right, so yeah, there you go. That worked better. So if we go in our email, yeah, there you go. We have a new email from us, right? I can delete the old one. This is the new one. And we can download this new email with our new code. And if we go and we can just move downloads and then red row to our current directory, right? And then we can just only rat with our redrow.rat file. There you go. So if we choose option 1, okay, so you see it installs the keylogger. It installs all this, but it can't install this. Invoke web request parameter cannot be found. Okay, so why is that not working? Let's go on this. If we open up our red row, so it doesn't actually add the quotes into it or anything. I thought it would, but I guess it doesn't. Oh yeah, that's like it's like a batch thing, not really a PowerShell thing. So what we can do is we can use like a single quote type thing, right? Yeah, let's use single quotes. So what we can do is invoke the web request in single quotes. Oh, whoops. That was the wrong. There you go. So if we do it in single quotes, and then that way we don't have to escape sequence or double quotes, we can have this in double quotes. Yeah. Let's try that. So we can quit and then partition and then run this again, right? So if we try option 1, it still doesn't work. My God, why does that not work? Oh, you know what we could do is do a move, right? We can have it download to our like we can have it download into our working directory and then have a command to move it. Yeah, so we can move it from our, or maybe we should do like this instead and then get rid of this. I honestly have no idea what's like the best way to do this. Option 1. We're just gonna keep trying this until it works. So all right, you know what? I'm gonna comment out this section right here, so we can just try to get the controller installed, and then we're just gonna comment this out as well. So we're only going to try to install this controller. The startup directory, it doesn't like that space, so it needs to be in quotes. Right, so when we do the out file, we need to move. Oh, can we do like the backslash thing? So we can do startup dot replace that space. Whoa, so we can replace that space with like, because if we copy this line, right, and if we go on our Windows computer, let's open PowerShell. Like if you try to CD into the startup directory, it's going to say no. So CD, right, it's going to say, what the heck are you talking about? Because there's the space here. So how do we, so what you can do, right, is you can do a CD with quotes and then put it in there. What did I do? Oh, there you go. So you can put, oh my gosh, let's try this again. So you can cd into 2 quotes and then put that in there, and then there you go. So if you have it in quotes, it works. If we cd into like rc:/drive, can we do a cd with like this directory? But can we just do like a \space? Yeah, so we need to be in quotes, but it doesn't recognize the quotes. Interesting. So our startup directory that's what it's getting. Slash hidden, so we can do a /c if we want to do. Maybe that might help. I honestly don't know. I'm kind of trying everything at this point. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. So if we do option 1, no. Maybe let's try this. Let's try installing it onto the working directory, and then what we'll do is we'll move it. No, that's not going to work. Can we not just do it straight to the startup directory? Sorry, I'm new to this stuff. Can't really help. It's all cool. So it outputs to their startup directory. I have it in quotes, right? And even if we... So the startup directory, right, is this full path. And we have the backslashes. We replace the backslashes with /, so we can do /this. That's cmd. So if we put this in quotes, that should work. I hope. I feel like I tried this earlier, but you know. Alright, so quit. Only, so yeah, partition it and then run the rat. Option 1. Yeah. Because if we go on the virtual machine, right, there's nothing's going to be here. But we can hopefully see. Yeah, look, so the files got remotely installed into our temp directory. See? They're there. But this is not there. What we need to do is move that command line file. Wait a second. Is there like a RON extension or something? .cmd, .cmd? No. So it outputs it as that file. Can we move? Okay, let's try this. We'll do working directory, right? So move into the working directory. Now what we're going to do is, right here, we're just going to be move to startup. All right, and this is going to be equal to an F string, and we're simply just going to do a move. Oh wait, do we have to use PowerShell syntax for this? Move working directory, and then / the name of this file, and then we're going to move it to startup. All right, and then this is the command. We'll run so we'll move that there. Okay, let's try this. Oh my gosh. This is the wrong machine. Terminal. So quit. Partition. Run the rat. Option 1. Wait. I got so excited too. The syntax of the command is incorrect. What do you mean the syntax of the command is incorrect? Let's print it out. Let's just print out what's happening. Why didn't I think of this? Okay. So we can literally just print out controller command, and then we'll just print out the move to startup section. So let's see what this actually looks like when we're running it. Quit sh partition only rat option 1. Okay, so move C. So it moves it from app data local temp, and it moves that CMD file to users app data roaming. Okay, so now we just need to make sure that's in quotes then, right? So we'll have this in single quotes, and then have, whoops, and then put this in double quotes. Right? Right, guys? Q. Alright, this should be it, I think. Actually, I don't want to jinx it or anything like that. System cannot find the path specified. See users, red row app data, Microsoft start menus, programs, startup. It's in quotes. Cannot find the path specified. What do you mean you can't find the path specified? I specified the path for that specific reason. This is so weird. Okay. I honestly can't figure this out. Actually, no, this should be working. Maybe we use PowerShell /C. Oh, we're in a console, so it doesn't matter. So PowerShell /C move. Let's try this. I'm trying everything, yo. We are going to get this working. All right, that's my goal. Q. Only rat, sh partition, only rat. All right, option 1. Let's get this working, y'all. Come on. All right, now it says move item. Okay, let's look for escape sequences for PowerShell. So PowerShell escape sequence spaces. Escape spaces in PowerShell, yeah. Give me the secrets. I suspect passing out as one parameter is too confused. I just need to know how I can escape spaces. Escape with backtick. I don't think you use double quotes in the out path. Your content happy, but as be sure to escape with backtick and fight. You can just do that with all the paths. Wait, what? So profile path, I'll put new. Oh, I see. So the backticks, that's what they're for? Gotcha. So can we try commenting out this move to startup, and then we can comment this out. So when we do our controller command, can we go straight to the startup, startup directory, but this time still quotes. Can we do backticks? All right, let's try this. Oh my God. Quit, partition, run, option 1. Move to startup is not defined. I thought I commented whatever move to startup was out. Oh, whoops. Let me comment this out too. All right. Attempt something. Invoke web request. Take URI. Exception, yeah. Oh, maybe we save it as a variable. Oh my god, this is going to be so complicated. All right, this is what we're going to do. PowerShell tech EC, or exe Windows Shell hit. Before we do this, we'll do a $P or $S will be equal to, in double quotes, our startup path. All right, and then semicolon, invoke the web request on the out file of our startup path. So it would be $S/ and then we put that in single backticks. What does this error mean? Syntax error. When running the remote console. Yeah. So, which one? The syntax error. Okay, the console clears. This error right here is coming from. So we're doing remote code execution basically on this machine, and basically the syntax that we're sending to the remote machine is not correct. I cannot speak. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. That what? See, users could not find the path. The users only rat.desktop. No, we don't want that. $S. What? No, that's not what it's supposed to do. Where is it getting this from? So $S is equal to the path of the startup. All right, and then what it's going to do is invoke a web request, take URI, and then it's going to do a $S/ Is there? Oh my flipping heck, bro. Because this works perfectly fine in like the SMTP installer, dude. See, look, we get the startup just like this in double quotes with no problem. Oh, should we do it like this? Like how we do it in here, and then use the %sign. Oh, but then we can't. Oh, but we have to do. Yeah, okay. So paste this in here, and then we can do and. And then what we'll do is %sign, and then to make it easier for the syntax, we'll just do like, well, honestly, we can just copy this at this point, and just paste that in here. So this should get the startup directory, but that's getting the %sign username. So we could have our rat get the Oh, okay. Can we just do this? What index is this? We're just going to do this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So is that index 9? Oh, obviously there's columns, right? So this is column 1. So we'll have to subtract 1 from the number before it, right? What index is that? Is that index 9? All right, you know what? We're going to copy this line here, and we're going to extract the username in the Python console. Let's do this. Control Shift O, Control Shift X. All right, bpython. So we'll just say user is equal to this string. All right. do you mean syntax error? Oh, oh wait, no, no, no. What we did is foreground. Whoops. What we need to do is escape. Yeah. What we did originally is dot replace all of the backslashes with forward slashes. Oh my freaking codec Unicode escape. Yeah, it doesn't even like doing this. Dang, this is like really annoying. All right, well, let's just do it manually because it's clearly getting the pass fine in our code. So we'll just do all right. So we'll just do that. There you go. So if we do user at index position 8, that's a forward slash. So index position 9 would be the username. So at index position 9 to oh no, that's not gonna work because we don't know how to. Oh, can we just do negative this? How many characters is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. All right, so from index position that 9 to negative 19. There you go. That's how you get the username. 9 colon negative 19. Gotcha. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this username variable. So we'll just do target username will be equal to the working directory at index position 9 through negative 19. There you go. So now we have the username. Maybe we can just do the path by itself without having to worry about the startup directory issue. So what we can try doing is going to the keylogger. So what we're going to do is basically, instead of % username, we're going to do the username. And then we'll just add this to our little list. Actually, if we're not using, are we still using the startup? So username. Yeah, so we can actually delete this. Attack window style hidden. Wait, now there's so much code here, it doesn't make sense. So this whole thing gets the start menu. And then what we're going to do is PowerShell.exe, window style hidden, invoke web request tech URI, output to this. So we don't need the startup anymore. So let's replace startup with username. All right, we're replacing startup with username. So which means when we call our keylogger, instead of the startup directory, we're going to do target username. All right, let's hope this works. Control Shift X. Control Shift X. And quit. Partition. Run it. 1. I'm gonna jump off a bridge. What? %. The file name or volume label syntax is incorrect. So we have our command line interface. So they get downloaded to the temp directory, no problem. Wait, why is that in the temp directory? Oh, it's because we did testing earlier. I am going to have to cut the stream short eventually because it's getting close to, a 3-hour mark, and I'm getting tired. But I'm going to check this out one more time. Evoke. All right, so we get the username, then app data. Can we just try this path right here? Right, so can we just do, yeah, this right here. And then when we do our out file, can we just do C all the way to that? If I may suggest, instead of using a single large string that can get confusing, break it down to commands and then concatenate them together with join. Interesting idea. I actually will consider that. Yeah. That's a good idea. Thank you. SH red. Invoke what's wrong? Positional. Yeah, so it doesn't like that space. Can we escape spaces? PowerShell. No, escape like the space bar. Escape space like spaces in file path on Windows. Yeah. Yeah, test file. Yeah, it's going to be confused. By closing the in double quotes, by adding a caret before each space, only works in command prompts. Okay, so before we start this, we can let's just have the full variable of this. So we will do a let me look at the SMTP installer. Yeah. So here we'll just do like a capital VAR equals C users whatever all the way up until okay, up until that CMD, and then we'll do an and there you go. So it will do this and PowerShell. Also, thanks for these crazy long streams. I've been busy the last couple of hours. Super happy to see that you're still streaming. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just enjoy streaming, being able to show with y'all, hack away at malware dev. Super fun. That's a lie. But no, I'm glad you guys are enjoying the streams. It's good to see that. Can I do a persistent VAR? Let's quit. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on. File name directory or label syntax is not correct. Oh my god. Let's see if we can figure it out without Python. What we're going to do is quit. All right, no, we're not going to quit. SSH pass tag p, the password of our administrative account, which is this. Right. Now what we're going to do is SSH into a only rat at our IP address 192.168. Ooh, that's terrible. All right, .1.50. There you go. And now we're going to append. Oh, is it the single quotes? Is that messing with it? Oh, that might be what's messing. Maybe. We'll see. Now what we need to figure out is what we're going to do is copy. Oh yeah, let's rebuild the syntax to how it was before we like started breaking it and stuff. So PowerShell.exe, Windows style hidden. We're getting this, and then we're getting the startup directory, right? So tech output file, and then if we go copy this line, and then we go onto our main.py, paste that here. Oh yeah, I don't know why it pastes it up here. I'm trying to have it paste down here. What the? Why is it doing that? Okay, paste it in here. There you go. All right, so C users, and then it gets our red row user, whatever, start menu, and then programs startup. Okay, so if we were to append this command in unless if we pre-obfuscate that, yeah, okay, anyways, we'll just wait, how's the controller saved? Is the controller outputted as a specific yeah, it is. Yeah, this .cmd. So \v.cmd. There you go. So if we are to copy this whole line, and God forsake, what's wrong? Yeah, it doesn't like that. Okay, so it doesn't like that. That's fine. Can we add like a caret, or like the little caret thing here? Invoke web requests. What isn't? It doesn't like this thing. Yeah, it's that space. Why is that space there? Honestly, we would be done if that space wasn't there, but we need to find a way to escape the space. Unless if we make a file. Okay, this is what we'll do. So this is the controller, right? What we're going to do is we'll make a new file. And this will be called mover.cmd. No, let me try this again. Mover.cmd. This is what basically what this is going to do is cd into our startup directory on the but no, but then it doesn't have the username, does it? Do we have this? Oh. Guys, this is like really annoying. And it's just like the startup directory. It's not like, but we move files in the startup directory already. Like we have our, excuse me, SMTP installer right here. Oh, is that, oh, wait a second. Wait 1 second, guys. Wait 1 second. Startup. And PowerShell, this piece of junk. Let's also append this while we're here. Cool. So app data, the whole lane, that's CMD, and then we'll and our PowerShell, and we for that out file we can probably just do that %sign. Got you. Is that what we need to do? Does that work? This might actually work. Hold up. What I want to do is have a blank one that we can just have here. Exit. There you go. So if we go in this one right here, paste this and run it. Did that work? It didn't show any errors, but did it work? So we're setting that variable to output file at that path, but it doesn't show any files here. So startup. Oh, we don't have the slash there. Yeah, so what we can do is go here. We need to add that slash. Where's that slash? So start up slash this.cmd. There you go. Wait a second. If this works, I might just do a backflip in my chair. Oh. It's not showing any results, but it's not showing any errors either. Is it getting the right username? Is that what is that? Alright, let's try incorporating it into the code and see what happens. So this whole right, and then we do an and PowerShell. That's strange. Yeah, it's super strange. It's like super weird. Main controller.cmd output it. So if we're outputting it to this path, right? See, oh, username. Wait. If we just do username, is this what we need? Hold up, is this the right one? Yeah. Let's do our partition, sh, partition, sh. All right, and then if we do our only rat with a red row, and then, wait, 1 second. Wait. Where's the start directory? Why is that not working? Oh my god. So we have the username though. So we put the user c/users app data roaming Microsoft Windows start menu programs, and then the startup, and then the CMD file. And then we do a PowerShell.exe with our hidden invoke a web request, save our controller.cmd, and output it to this variable that we made up here, which is the path. Doesn't need to be in quotes. Like if we copy this whole thing, right? Oh yeah, I guess it's not going to work with that username there. Let's copy this. I'll just do like an Alt-N for my notepad. Paste it, and then we'll replace this with red row, right? So if we just take it outside of those single quotes, right? And then go over here, quit, and then delete those, and then we just add the code after. Okay, yeah, so it needs to be in those quotes. So with this, right? If it's executed, so if we go and refresh our startup directory, it's not there. What we can try doing is let's try SSHing in here. Actually, I mean, we already have the only rat, right? We can just literally just only rat on a user. All right, option 0, which gives us remote access, and we can even do, we can literally just paste this in here. So when I run that directly in the console, like it doesn't like not work. It says it, like it doesn't error. Let's see if we can just run this. Okay, so then when we're running this, let's go over here. Oh yeah, that's trippy. So when we're running the PowerShell. Okay, so it still doesn't work. It's still not recognizing that damn space. How does it not recognize? Oh, maybe we should set location. Can we do a PowerShell set location? All right, let's try that. We're getting this to work, guys. What time is it? We've been streaming for 3 hours, 15 minutes. It is midnight. I got stuff to do tomorrow. But no, we're going to keep streaming anyway because we're dumb and we make bad decisions here. That's how we roll. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a set location here. So this actually does get the username. Let's make sure it's actually getting the username properly, so we can do a print username, right? It's getting the actual username. And then what it's going to do is app data, roaming, invoke web request, this whole thing. What we're going to do is set our location here. So we're going to take this out. All right, I need PowerShell to chill. We're going to take this out, all right? So this is going to be the path of the startup directory. Then what we're going to do is a PowerShell set, or actually no, we can just do a CD into %, weirdly obfuscated string of text, right? And then what we can do is the and then run that PowerShell. We actually don't need a window style hidden because it doesn't matter. It's fine. All right, can we try that? Option 1. Directory name is invalid. So yeah, it still doesn't work even if we CD. Wow, y'all, this has been a trip. Yeah, so that feature does not work. Implemented new bugs. Why is that not working? Because up until now, like we've gotten access to the startup numerous times. We did it in here, and then we did it in like, don't we already have? I think we already have access. Yes, we got access again, right? Just in double quotes, just have access to the startup directory. Maybe PowerShell's nicer. Maybe PowerShell is what we should be using, just straight up. Like, let's go to our main.py, and what we're going to do is move this to there. All right, and that output file is just going to be, you know, in quotes, C user's username, updated, whatever. And then Can I actually like copy this and then paste this? All right, let's try this, y'all. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. I know that's not gonna work. So quit. Partition. Only rats. Option 1. Oh my gosh. Bro, why is that not working? Is there another way we can change directories in the startup? Like if we choose option 0 to get remote access, and then if we do cd into %sign startup, is there a startup? Oh no, they don't have a global variable for startup. Maybe capitals matter all of a sudden. Startup. Yeah. Is there like a environment like, let's see, PowerShell cd into startup. Let's see if we can find some syntax for that. How to change directories. Startup directory. We need to go to the startup directory. How can we go to the startup directory? Change directory. No, not starting with dash. cd PowerShell change into Windows startup directory. No. Is the power like change directory? No, I just need it to open up. Oh my gosh. So has no one else had this problem before? Oh my gosh, guys. This is blowing my head off. If I look at like my other code, we're easily able, let me delete this because we don't need that. We are easily able to maneuver to the startup directory, no problem. We even have the rat send us back the exact path of the startup directory. And when it's printing it out to us, like if we exit, quit, right? If I run this, look at the error it's giving us. So first of all, it's all using // too. Yeah. So it's users, right row, app data, row main, Microsoft, Windows, start menu, and then this file. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll kind of take up on what this guy was saying about like splitting it up a little bit, right? What we can do is cd into the Windows directory and then cd, but we still need to escape that space, you know, because it's going to think start is a new command. Can we do cd and then in quotes start menu? You can try that. All right, and then option 1. Oh my god. Yeah. All right. I hate programming. Oh my gosh. I might just. App data, roaming Microsoft. All right. So what we'll do is we'll cd into here. So cd into this, and then and we will cd into the remaining path. Wait, or did I not cut that out? Whoops, I meant to cut that out. Where did we go? All the way to Windows. So yeah, we'll cut this out, and then we'll literally just like cd into quote start menu. Like literally, we'll just do it like this. All right, so then we can cd into the quote start menu, and then append some more stuff, so we can cd into the programs and startup file. There you go. And then PowerShell.exe. So hidden URI, this whole thing, and then we are outputting the file of this. Okay. So, in theory, that should work. And I know I've said that with like every solution I've tried so far, but you know, we're just gonna keep going. System cannot find the path. What path? Start menu, and then. So if I run this in our oh wait, startup. Oh wait. When we do the startup, we need to add something before. Yeah. So can we do and this? Can we try that? Quit partition this thing, option 1. Did that work? I'm like, oh, let's go! Let's go! Finally, dude. Oh my fucking hell. Dude. I might like retire. I think this is the perfect excuse for me to retire. Yes, I know, dude. Let's fucking go. All of this just to have this file right here. I hate programming. I love programming. Yeah, for real. By the way, if you guys aren't on the Discord server, you should definitely join. I'll drop the link for you guys if you want to ever hang out with me and the boys. There you go. What did you do to solve it? Yeah, sure. I don't even know. What did I do? Yeah. So what I basically did is I kind of took inspiration from what Ryo was saying. I believe, I hope you're saying your name right. Mr. Kimball, Mrs. Kimball, whoever. But what they basically said was to split it up into multiple strings. So I took inspiration for that. So instead of doing it like, it's still one string, but the commands are split up, right? So the command to change directories. So we basically we change directories 3 times. So first time we go into the Windows directory, and then we go into the start menu, and then we go into the startup, and then we download the file off of the internet. Got you. Okay. So if we uncomment this, oh my god. Wait, where does the CD program startup come from? Oh, okay, we're good. We don't need that. Keylogger is prepped. We can delete this. All right, so we can uncomment this, and then uncomment this, and then delete this, and then we don't need to move to startup. Oh my fucking. I'm very happy you guys were able to experience this pain with me. So if I quit and repartition this so I can get the newest version. So if we run the keylogger, it should install it on the target computer. Oh, is it still printing out something? It is. Where is it printing out? I don't want it to print. Yes, printing out the controller command. We don't want that. There you go. So let's try this again. We can do, yeah, H to clear, like how. So let's delete this off of this computer, just so we know it, like it is working. And then let's delete these files off. Cool. So just so that way you guys can see it a little bit better, I'll make this second panel bigger. There you go. So this is our temp directory. This is our startup directory. Oh my god. I would close this PowerShell window too. So if we go on our OnlyRat and run #1, we are installing all the things. Oh wait, did I not? Okay, so it does work. I just forgot to repartition it, so we didn't have the update coded. So we're going to do this again anyway. There you go. So it does work. See, it did get the file on here, so we can actually delete these again. But yeah, oh my god. So let's go ahead, try it one more time. We'll do option 1. Oh, cool. And you guys see that it puts all the malware in all the right places. So the only thing left to do is to have it send to us. Right? So what we can do, you know what? Let's finish this tonight. This is going to be, I can finish this in 15 minutes. That's my goal. 15 minutes. Let's do it right freaking now. We're doing this right now. What we need to do is have our keylogger. Yeah, so instead of you guys having to do this, we're going to do get content. Is that the name? Get content? Yes, it is. So we're getting the content of 2 files. Get content. So you guys already use an SMTP installer, right? And you guys get information from these 2 files. What I'm going to have the stage 2 do is move the text files to the temp directory. Okay, so move item, is that what it is in PowerShell? Yeah, move item. Move item, oh, this, and then we're going to move it to our temp directory. So environment temp. So environment temp, and then this is really cool. I appreciate that. Yeah. You know, I try, but this is melting my brain. Is that how you use move item? Is there like the tag P for path, the string, and then the destination? Okay, we don't have to actually specify it. That should work, right? We're just going to pretend like that's going to work. All right. Cool. So what's next? So it saves it to the temp directory, which means our keylogger, which is also in the temp directory, can get the contents of your email, right? Which is this file .txt, I think. Yeah, it is. That's your email. All right, where's the code? What file was I working on? Oh, this one. Okay, so this one .txt, and then it's going to get this file right here .txt. So this .txt. Oh, that should be it. All right, you guys want to test this? All right, let's test this. I think that should be it. All right, so let's delete. Hello? Delete. Delete. Hello? Delete. All right, there you go. I don't know why that's trifling. We also need to have it execute the keylogger, right? So what we need it to do is once it's in the startup directory, it actually needs to execute the file in the startup directory. you know, with our current experiences with the startup directory, we already know that's going really well. Um, so in this section, this little piece of shit, what we're going to do is do a remote command to execute the all right, so what we're going to do is basically copy this up into the PowerShell. Copy. What we're going to do is we'll just do execute keylogger. Awesome. So if we go ahead, oh, so we don't need single quotes, do we anymore? Oh no, we have those. I don't even know if we should probably clean up the code though, low key. So we need to do the backslash and then the backslash quote and then quote. There you go. So now that's cleaned up, if we paste this in here, we're getting the username, the start menu. We obviously need to backslash this, and then once we're in PowerShell, we just need to do the fancy little thing to run the code, right? So where's our stage one .cmd? So we need to do PowerShell type one still hidden. We don't need to do an execution policy bypass or anything because we're not doing like crazy stuff like we were doing earlier. So where's our main.py? Right here. So we can just do a PowerShell tag within what's it called? Window style hidden. Yeah, there you go. Window style hidden. We'll copy this, paste this. Oh, we also have the PowerShell.exe, window style hidden, and then we can simply just do a // on this file right here. So // this thing.cmd. That should be it. And then we can just run the command, I guess. Keylogger installed successfully. So then we can actually start executing the keylogger, right? So it will say print, and then new line, +, executing keylogger. All right. So this is the entire installation process right here. In a nutshell. All right. Remote command execution. Oh, that's probably what you were talking about when I misspelled it. Hello. Wait, what on earth? Okay. So we need to. Oh, we're so close to finishing this. We can finish this. So now we just need to execute logger. So executing the keylogger, we can literally just do remote command at our address, our password, and then our command is going to be our execute keylogger. And that should be it. I think. All right, yeah. So let's go ahead and try this thing. I'm going to go ahead and first of all push this up to the GitHub for you guys, so that way you guys can get the latest version. We can just do keylogger test. There you go. All right, and then what we can do, so that way I don't have to. You guys don't actually need that partition file. I just use it so for testing purposes, so you guys can just run it and stuff. But yeah, only rat. Now we have a keylogger option. If we hit keylogger, all right, keylogger installed successfully. It's executing the keylogger. All right, and that seemed like it was it. So I guess the keylogger's on there. If it doesn't, if we are unsure if it's actually running, because it's kind of hard to tell, right? What we can do is restart the computer. You know, because it's in the startup directory. Right, so if you just run this, Yeah, so that's going to start up every time the computer starts up. But yeah, if we look, oh yeah, so I guess it didn't. Oh yeah, I don't have email files in there, which is why it's not going to work. But yeah, again, this is the beta version, so feel free to test stuff and stuff. It still needs tweaks, but I think we got enough done for one night. Dude, that was like the most amount of pain I've ever had to deal with. Nah, that's a lie, but it's definitely up there. So I'm gonna retire, quit YouTube. I'm deleting my channel after this live stream. But no, I'm gonna head out because it has been a 3 hour and 40 minute live stream. But I do appreciate you guys for joining in. Definitely check out the Discord server if you guys want to contact me. When we're streaming, we have a pretty cool community over there where we kind of just chill and shit. But yeah, I'm going to retire. I'm going to sleep. My head hurts. Everything hurts. So stay happy, stay positive, and as always, happy hacking. I even go full screen for this one. I'm tired.